Welcome to the Inc. Productivity Tip of the Day. Today's tip: 3 small changes that cut your risk of depression nearly in half. Numbers vary by the study you look at or the expert you talk to, but just about everyone agrees entrepreneurs face a significantly higher risk of depression than the general population, whether they are twice, 3, or 4 times likely to be diagnosed with depression. There's no doubt that mental health is a particular concern for business owners. This likely has to do with the wild ride that is starting a business. It may also reflect something about the kind of high-octane personalities that pursue entrepreneurship and often burn themselves out in the process. Generally, high rates of mental distress in American society at the moment can't be helping the situation. But these factors are hard to control. No column on the internet can tell you how to make starting a company less volatile. The entrepreneurial mindset is what it is, for good and ill. While addressing the current mental health crisis is a job for an army of scientists and policymakers. But that doesn't mean there aren't simple, science-backed interventions. Beyond the obvious of seeking out a therapist if you feel your mental balance starting to teeter, that can significantly reduce your risk of depression. Here are 3. 1. 1 hour of exercise cuts your risk of depression by 44%. Everyone knows exercise is good for your body and mind, but adulthood is busy, and being a business owner is often downright frantic. Many people conclude that they just don't have the time for a meaningful amount of exercise. A massive recent study out of Norway might convince them otherwise. The study followed more than 33,000 Norwegians for 11 years and came to a simple conclusion. The researchers concluded that just 1 hour of exercise a week reduced the chances of developing depression by a massive 44%, reports Psyblog. Who can't find 60 minutes for movement scattered throughout their week when the mental health payoff is that impressive? 2. Taking a vacation cuts your risk of depression by a lot. Vacations offer an opportunity to bond with loved ones, welcome fresh ideas, and just lounge around and work on your tan. They even increase your chances of getting a raise at work, research finds. But those aren't even the most compelling reasons to make sure you find time for a proper getaway this year. Almost 1/3, 30.4% of Americans with a vacation deficit demonstrate symptoms of mild to moderate depression, while 12% would be considered to be suffering signs of moderately severe to severe depression, a survey by Allianz Global Assistance found. Compare that to the 8% of the general population that suffers from major depression each year, and you begin to get the sense that you really shouldn't skip your vacation this year. 3. Plant a tree and cut your depression risk by 40%. The positive effects of spending time in nature on our mental health is incredibly well documented. But if your schedule and location makes it hard to take long hikes in the woods, don't despair. Science shows that planting more trees within cities, or for individuals, moving to a slightly leafier neighborhood can have a big impact on your risk of depression, too. One study out of Germany recently published in the journal Scientific Reports showed that the more trees a neighborhood had, the fewer prescriptions for antidepressants among its residents. The effect was particularly strong among the less wealthy. Another group of scientists randomly cleaned up and planted trees and other greenery in vacant lots in Philadelphia. Those living nearby showed a 41.5% reduction in self-reported depression symptoms. These studies show the depression-busting effects of nature aren't confined to untamed wilderness. Simply choosing to live on a greener street, or getting involved in greening the street you already live on, seems to have a hefty impact on your risk of depression. The concerning truth is that entrepreneurship and an elevated risk of depression seem to go hand in hand. The more cheering news is that there are simple lifestyle changes a self-aware entrepreneur can implement to begin to mitigate that risk. And happiest of all, they're things you'll probably enjoy doing anyway, like booking yourself a vacation, planting some trees, and moving your body just a bit each week. That's it from Inc. Check back tomorrow for another tip.